Hello again, everybody. This is the old redhead speaking to you from high up in the third deck at Yankee Stadium behind home plate for Game 2 of the 1949 World Series. And speaking for Mel Allen, who is here in the self-same radio box, for Jimmy Britt, who's doing television, for Rene Canizares, who is sending the description to our Latin American friends. He's doing it all in Spanish. And we are delighted on behalf of the ball clubs and the commissioner and Gillette and the network to say hello to the men and women of the United States Armed Forces, wherever they are, all over the world. Now we have Reese first up in the third inning. Rashi curbs him outside for ball one. Outfield, round toward left. Right-hander Rashi, fastball right through there, 1-1. Rashi has a big sort of sideways move out there on the mound. In stepping toward the plate, he puts his striding foot sort of over toward third, and his body comes down with a third base twist. Delivers, curveball high inside. Reese just did check his swing in time. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rashi, the solid man of the Yankee pitching staff, this past year. 121 for him, and some big ones. Delivers 2-1 on the outside with his fastball, gets it over, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First man up in the third inning. Brooklyn 1, New York nothing. Game 2 of the series. Charlie Silvera settles down to give the sign. He's got a bad hand too, but Berra's hand is just worse after catching Reynolds' fastball yesterday. Reese swings a ground ball on 2 big bounces to short. Rizzuto up to throw over to first in plenty of time. Rizzuto to Henrik, and that's all for Pee-wee. 1 up, 1 away, third inning. Jorgensen, left-hand hitting third baseman, stepping in. The sun is now out the brightest that it has been. Pretty bright, too. And remember, Sun Field here at the stadium is primarily left field and a great part of center field. Right field is always in shadow. Jorgensen takes a fastball high outside, ball 1. Right side of the Yankee infield, that's first baseman Henrik, second baseman Coleman, straight away, and normal depth. Jorgensen takes a fastball high outside, ball 2. The left side of the Yankee infield, shortstop Rizzuto is up a step and a couple of steps over towards second. Third baseman Johnson is squarely off the bag and a step wider than he usually plays. In other words, they're playing Jorgensen to pull. His tendency is to pull, and the wind will help that tendency. There's a high foul ball almost straight into the air. Catcher Silvera under it, and he's got it. In a sense, I believe, of all the fielding chances in baseball, that's the toughest, that high foul ball straight up overhead. I've seen fellows that have been in pro ball for years suddenly wind up 15 feet away from where the ball comes down. So Jorgensen fouls out to the catcher. Silvera very sure and steady under that foul ball. 2 gone. And the batter is Snyder. 0 for 1 today. Bounced out short to first in the first inning. Right-hander Rashi delivers a curve low inside. Ball 1. I feel very much put right on Snyder, no matter which way the wind is blowing. Right side of the infield back. Pitch. Curveball right in there. Nice one. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's an easy move that this big right-hander has. He's a steady workman. Not spectacularly, but solid. 1-1. The pitch. Curve swung on, grounded wide. Out first base, second baseman Coleman over. Up with a toss to first in time, and Snyder is out by a step. It was a nice play by second baseman Coleman running along the edge of the infield grass. Nothing across in the top of the third inning, and at the end of 2.5, the score is Brooklyn 1, New York nothing. When Hank Baroy of the Philadelphia Phillies was on the air last inning, he said that in his experience, Gillette blue blades shave easier and last longer than other blades. When you try them, you'll find he's right. They do shave easier and last far longer than ordinary blades. That's because Gillette blue blades have ultra-keen, mirror-finished edges of glass-cutting hardness. They shave you comfortably, time and again. Never break down prematurely like other blades that scrape and pull. Now, men, When buying Gillette blue blades, ask for the modern Gillette dispenser that zips them out unwrapped for quick, easy blade changing. The dispenser costs nothing extra. Holding 20 blades, 40 shaving edges, it's 98 cents. With 10 blades, 49 cents. Look sharp, feel sharp, be sharp. Use Gillette blue blades with the sharpest edges ever honed. The crowd settling back has not been particularly stirred all afternoon. The game, in a large degree, has resumed almost the pattern of yesterday. Runs very, very scarce. 1-0 Brooklyn. Preacher all ready to pitch to catcher Silvera, right-hand hitter. There's only one left-hand hitter of the regulars for the Yankees. That is Henry. Most of them all right-handers against the Brooklyn southpaw. Here's the pitch to Silvera, curve on the outside, staying too wide, ball one. The run in the second inning was scored on a double by Robinson, who moved to third base after a long foul ball was caught by second baseman Coleman, who also skidded a step in the mud as he got ready for his throw, and a single by Hodges. There's a foul ball out of play in the left field stands, up a deck. 1 ball, 1 strike. The stadium, you know, is triple-decked. There is the ground level. Then there is a second level, which is known as the mezzanine, and then there is the third deck. Now, when you get up at the top of the third deck, you are up in the air. Silvera, right-hand hitter, an open stand, swings on a curve, a high pop fly up toward third. Jorgensen, the third baseman, comes in 1-2 steps and makes the catch just 2 steps off the bag. So Silvera pops up to third. Rowe, a change of speed artist, slowed up on him a little bit then. And here's a big round of applause for the big pitcher, Vic Raschi.
Vic Raschi, number 17.
Raschi up.
Vic Raschi.
Sends fairly well back from the plate and off of it. Right-hand hitter. Takes a curve that Rowe just dunked right over there above the knees for a called strike. Outfield toward left. Rowe pumping. Delivers. Curve way outside. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield shaded toward left. They figure Raschi is a pitcher to hit his weight and pull the ball to left. Throw. Fastball. Swung on and missed. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rowe is not the type of pitcher who can pitch too frequently. He's slender. He has to have a great deal of rest between assignments. 1-2 pitch is a fastball outside for ball 2. Stengel said as soon as this game is over, he will announce down in the Yankee clubhouse his pitcher for tomorrow. Bert Schotten said before the ball game that it would be either Branca or Barney. That's how he saw it then. But Barney is down in the bullpen. So it depends on what Rowe does today. The Brooklyn pitching selection for tomorrow. 2-2 pitch, swung on, a high foul ball, deep back of first base, close to the stands and in amongst the customers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. 1 gone, last of the third. Brooklyn 1, New York nothing. Dodgers scored in the second inning. Robinson doubled and with 2 out. The Hodges single got him in. 1 change primarily in each ball club's outfield. Bauer is in right field. They got a right-hand hitter for the Yankees. Hermansky moves from left to right for the Dodgers as Torello is benched because of the groin injury, and Rackley's in left. Now Rowe pitches 2-2 to Raschi. Just misses outside for ball 3. So Preacher, who is pitching a great deal of care to Raschi, but getting careless with him, has now got the string 3-2. Raschi leaning in. Rowe comes down. Swung on. There's a bounding ball, half speed to short. Reese charges it. There's the shortstop throw to first, and Raschi is out by no more than a step. So, 2 up, 2 gone. Last of the third. In the top of the order, Rizzuto, who whistled a line drive single into left field on his first at bat. He's the only Yankee to get on base. He never got off first. So the little shortstop plays a great game, an all-round ball player. Rizzuto up. 1 for 5 in the series, 1 for 1 today. Went 0 for 4 yesterday. Rowe gives him a screwball, high outside, ball 1. Rizzuto is a tough target. He's just a little bit over 5 feet. He's a fine demonstration that a little man can play with a big man. Throw, over for a called strike. But in addition to the fact that the physical area of the strike target for Rizzuto between his knees and his shoulders, because of his lack of great height, is not very large. He also has fine eyes and fine wrists. Swings as a hot one down to short. Reese knocks the ball down, picks it up, but he can't make the throw. And Rizzuto's on. Let's see if that one's officially scored. It was a hot one, and it is charged an error on the Brooklyn shortstop. The ball was hit about 2 steps to the shortstop's left. In other words, between the shortstop and second base. And Reese got his glove squarely on the ball, but didn't come up with it. In other words, that's one of those plays you do or you don't, and he didn't. He merely batted it down. So it's an error charged against Reese, and Rizzuto is on. This is the first error charged against Brooklyn in the series. They played errorless ball yesterday. Now we have Tommy Henrich there at the plate, and this has created an excited hubbub and a stir to sweep through the huge stadium. There goes Rizzuto. Henrich swings, fouls the ball off into the left field stand on a hit-and-run play. So the Yankees were running. No balls, 1 strike. Henrich hit a short fly ball to right fielder Hermansky in the first inning. He was 1 for 4 yesterday, and that 1 was it. The Yankees lead in the series 1 game to nothing. The Dodgers lead today 1 run to nothing. With Rizzuto, the tying run at first, 2 out, last to the third. Rowe pitches a curve on the outside, missing. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield drawn back over toward right. Henrich pulls to right. The wind is coming in from left. We push a high fly ball toward right field. Rowe throws to first. Rizzuto steps back on. He's quick. Quick like a little rabbit. Dickey coaching at first. 1-1 pitch. Curve swung and missed. That was a big sweeping curveball. Rowe side on it, and Henry went after it all the way. And Tommy steps out of the box and flexes at his back. He took such a cut at that ball that, that back is quite sore. I think he must have given it more than a wrench right then. He's back in there. He doesn't go through any gyrations. He had to get his breath, though. That swing hurt him. The 1-2 pitch, there goes Rizzuto. Pitch out, there goes a throw down to second base, and Rizzuto is safe. He steals it. He steals it. So that's the first steal for the Yankees, and that balances the total of steals as Reese stole one yesterday for Brooklyn. So Rizzuto, the tying run, is now at second base, and Rowe is mad at himself. Apparently, he must have taken his eye off Rizzuto for a moment, because Preacher threw a slow outside curveball. In other words, it wasn't a pitch out in the sense that they expected Rizzuto to run. That pitch was breaking down to Campanella's left, to his left hand, and of course, catches being right-hand throwers. That put Roy in a spot. He had to reach up toward third to get the ball, then had to make a reverse turn of 160 to 80 degrees in order to be able to throw down to second base, and Rizzuto steals it nicely. So they certainly selected the right pitch, a slow outside curveball, which put the catcher behind the 8 ball. Now the 2-2 pitch to Henrich is a fastball hit down to short. Reese is up with it. The throw is over to first base in time, and Henrich is out. So that is all for that threat. An error at short. Rizzuto capitalizing as much as he could with a steal. No runs, no hits, 1 man left and 1 error. Well, with Mel listening, to be sure that we don't get you too far off base, we'll check our 3 inning totals. For Brooklyn, a run on 2 hits and 1 error. For the Yankees, no runs, 1 hit and 1 error. Getting ready for the 4th inning, and Robinson, who opened up with a double in the 2nd and then was scored for the game's only tally on a line single by Hodges. Both of the hits off Rashi were decidedly clean. Robinson, Hermansky, Rackler, that's how they go here in the 4th. Big right-hander who moved so easily, almost effortlessly. Rashi's quite graceful. Throwing down to Silvera. Henrik warming up the rest of the Yankee infield. That's Coleman at second base, Rizzuto at short, Johnson at third. Lindell has his sunglasses on out in left. DiMaggio walking in sort of a small circle out in center. In right field, Hank Bauer. If you want to find out just how much a player's in the ball game, you watch a fellow like DiMaggio now. He's been around so much, so many World Series. And yet, he will come up on his toes on every pitch that Rashi makes or any other pitchers on the mound. Knows he's ready to go on every pitch. People wonder, well, how does he get a jump on a fly ball? That's the secret. And that takes a great deal out of you when you play baseball that hard. Robinson 1 for 1, a line double in the second inning. 1-0 Brooklyn. Rashi ready to go. First pitch of the fourth inning is bunted. Foul. Jack bunting for a base hit. He was trying to push the ball ahead of him up toward first base. The infield was deep. That's the first time that he's attempted that. Outfield toward left. Now third baseman Johnson is up. Only takes one warning for Billy. He's right up there, or right off third base. And Henrik is a step closer than usual at first. Rashi on the mound pitches. Gets a fastball over nicely. No balls, 2 strikes. So Robinson is now behind. Rashi well ahead on the count. Crowd quiet for the moment as Rashi bends to his task, delivers. Curve low outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Subway train goes rumbling along back of the open bleachers behind center field. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, curveball. There's a good one on the outside, and Robinson strikes out swinging. That's the second strikeout for Rashi. That was a big one for him to begin the fourth inning with. Gene Hermansky, who fouled out to second baseman Coleman, deep across the right field line for the second baseman to go. Deep enough for Robinson to move after the catch of it over to third base from second. Hermansky up. Outfield toward right. Right-hander Rashi twist throws, and there's a ball drilled out in the right center field for a base hit. And it gets away from DiMaggio on a bad hop. Joe falls down. The ball is having to be retrieved by right fielder Bauer. Hermansky's around second base. He's on his way into third. Here's second baseman Coleman's run in of the ball, and it winds up as a triple because DiMaggio never even touched the ball. Remember, we told you that a ball dotted, and Snyder just did grab the ball back in the second inning. That was a ball hit by Billy Johnson. Well, this ball out to right center field seemed to be a simple single. DiMaggio was all set to play it on the customary second bounce, and the ball suddenly hooked. It hooked away from DiMaggio, and remember, the outfield is very tricky because of the recent rains. It did not rain after yesterday morning, but the rains up until then fixed it up good. And when DiMaggio cut out from under him went his feet, and there was the picture of the great center fielder on the ground, the ball rolling all the way back to where it's marked 407 feet, and it's a triple for Hermansky. And the batter is Rackley, who was unable to move Robinson in with one out from third base in the second inning. He tapped out third to first. So Rackley is given the identical opportunity here in the fourth. A man at third, 1 out. And Rackley gets tired of waiting for Rashi. Rashi waiting deliberately, of course, to try and get this young ball player in his first World Series game thinking too much. So there is a triple. It's an odd one. Hermansky off third. Rashi pitches, and there's a swing and a miss at a curveball. No balls, 1 strike. Rackley chokes well up on the handle of that bat. He's known to the trade as a singles hitter. Infield is drawn up, of course, hoping for a play at the plate. Outfield straight away. Hermansky leading off third. Johnson right off the bag. Rashi is pumping on Hermansky. Pitches, pitch out. Just ball 1. Hermansky wasn't going anyplace. On that pitch out, you could tell the Yankees were expecting a bunt, the squeeze play. But there was no attempt for it. Well, they pitched out up the third base line. It's a left-hand batter. 1-1 pitch. Curve swung on, hit slowly up towards second base. Here comes Hermansky. The throw is to the plate. In time, and he's out. Hermansky's out and gets up, and he's furious with Beans Reardon for calling a bang-bang play against him. He gets up, and as he gets up, his chest and Reardon's outside the chest wind protected touch, and you can see the veins in Hermansky's neck, and Reardon is also sore too. Now Hermansky goes walking away. A bang-bang play at the plate, and Reardon calls Hermansky out, and Hermansky is furious. Rackley goes to first base. Coleman coming in on the slow trickler towards second, threw the ball nicely in. Gil Hodges traces the third base corner of home plate with his bat, as if to say to the crowd as well as to Reardon, this is where Hermansky touched it. And Reardon must have said Hermansky never touched the plate, because Hodges was pointing to it with his bat. So that's the second out. Well, that's a tough decision. And, of course, that's the work of the umpire. When they're close like that, it's going to be tough either way they're called. And a beautiful throw in there by second baseman Coleman. He didn't lose any time. It didn't look like he had a chance when he came in on that slow trickler towards second. And Silvera was in there at the plate nicely. So the second baseman to the catcher, 2 out. Hodges at the plate and takes a curve in under the hands. Well, that was an electric moment. In a regular season ball game, that would have been quite a rhubarb. But in the World Series, both players and umpires have been cautioned now to put that extra patience in there. And Hermansky's every instinctive reaction was to really create a ruckus, but he took a second thought and walked away. Rashi set, checks first, throws over there. Henrik Miller returns. Rackley was not off any place. You notice that most all first base coaches are gray-haired. They get it there from these fellows taking leads and pitchers throwing over there. Rashi, big right-hander set, watching first, using a head bob on the mound, pitches. Hodges swings, and there is a drive into short right center field. Bauer under it, the right fielder takes it for out number 3. No runs and 1 hit in the top of the 4th inning. A real threat, however, at the end of 3 1/2, the score remains Brooklyn 1 and New York nothing. In baseball, we say the game is never over until the last man is out. But believe me, your shaving troubles are over the minute you get a modern Gillette one-piece razor. Men, these fine precision instruments change blades instantly and skim off whiskers smooth as silk. Yes, and they save pus and bother as well, for there's nothing to take apart or put together, nothing to jam or clog, and they rinse clean in a jiffy. There are several models from which to choose. Each includes a dispenser loaded with 10 factory-sharp Gillette blue blades and a handsome serviceable travel case. For the biggest shaving bargain ever, see the Gillette Super Speed set, $1.75 value for $1. The popular gold-plated Malord at $2.75 and the superb gold-plated Aristocrat at $3.79 also are outstanding values. Any of these Gillette razors will give you a world of satisfaction. Row getting set for the last of the 4th, and we'll take 10 seconds now for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
For the tops in sports, listen to WOR and WOR-FM, your World Series stations in New York.
Last half of the 4th inning. Hank Bauer, who just made the most recent put out, Joe DiMaggio and Johnny Lindell. All right-hand hitters, left-hander Rowe. Lean, skinny. He laughingly refers to himself as a big bag of muscles. Bauer, right-hand batter, takes a change-up ball that is too high. Ball 1. Outfield toward left. Bauer fouled out to second baseman Robinson in the 1st inning. Rowe delivers, curve swung on, drilled out into center field. It's in there for a base hit. It's a clean single for Bauer. Ball is retrieved by Snyder. Bauer's going on to second base, and he is out. Reese taking the throw in from Snyder. Wow, I guess you figured that Snyder was going to be a little cavalier about it, and he tried for 2, and he got thrown out. So Bauer, all dirty, slid in there on his chest, hands straining for second base, but he was out at second. The ball was hit into center field. Snyder was playing a deep center, and he came in, and apparently Bauer thought that Snyder's easy loafing move, he may have been decoyed by it. And let's see, Rackley is coming in from left field just a moment. Maybe he hurt himself running over there to back up that play in the event the ball got away from Snyder. Rackley is walking in out of left field. We'll have to find out just what's the matter with him. Captain Reese has called time and is motioning with his right hand to the bench, meaning have somebody throw. Apparently, Rackley has come out of the game. He was not involved in that play. In running across to be of assistance if he could be, maybe he pulled his leg or something, but he's out. In he comes, and he's limping down the steps. He apparently hurt his leg or his ankle. So Captain Reese is over there talking with Bert Schotten, who stays in the dugout, wearing civilian clothes, of course. And Reese is now going up to plate umpire Riddon to notify him who the new left fielder will be. He has not come out of the Brooklyn dugout as yet. It's going to be Louis Olmo, the senior from Puerto Rico. So I imagine that Rene Canizares, who is sending the broadcast down to South America, I imagine he's probably wishing he could get Olmo right up here. They could carry on the language that Mel and I don't think could cope with. Olmo going out to left field, O-L-M-O. One of the ball players who was in the Mexican League affair and was reinstated in the middle of the past summer. Louis Olmo now being announced.
Number 37, now playing left field for the Dodgers. Louis Olmo, number 37.
So the only thing that could have happened to Rackley is in running across, he must have twisted his ankle or pulled a muscle in his leg. And he reported it to Captain Reese, saying, well, you better take me out because I can't run. So Olmo is now in left field. He's right-hand batter. One nothing Brooklyn. Joe DiMaggio, formidable, tremendous figure there at the plate, right-hand hitter. Left-hander row pitches, and the jolter cuts and fouls it off. There have been many days for many ball players all over the field of baseball. But no day approached the day they gave DiMaggio this past Saturday here at the stadium. And he made the day complete by leading the Yankees as they came on from behind to beat the Red Sox 5-4. Pitch down by the shins. Ball one, the ball going back to the stands. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brooklyn outfield, Olmo now in left. First World Series for him. Snyder in center. Right field, Hermansky. DiMaggio swings, slaps it foul against the upper stand back at first base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The ball hit up there and bounded back down right behind the Yankee dugout. Quite a scramble. 1-2. 1 man out. Bauer a single to center field. But he was cut down trying to stretch it into a double. Snyder to Reese. Throw pumps once, pumps again, delivers. Strike 3 swinging. That was a fast screwball down low inside, and DiMaggio strikes out swinging. That is the first strikeout for Rowe. Oddly enough, the first strikeout yesterday for Newcomb was DiMaggio. 2 men are gone, last of the 4th. Batter's Lindell. Rowe deals, swung on, line right back. Rowe beats the ball down, picks it up, throws over to first, and Lindell is out. That ball was hit right back at Rowe, and it hurt him on his right hand. He's looking at his right hand. It was hit right back at him. He knocked the ball down. He's wringing his right hand. That's not his pitching hand, but that ball hurt him. He knocked it down, recovered, threw over to first. So, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Last of the 4th inning. 1-0 Brooklyn. The sides change fields. Dodgers will hit in the 5th. The Yankees going out defensively. Brasher getting ready. And men, a refreshing spick and span shave makes you look sharp and feel sharp. So be sharp. Use Gillette Blue Blades with the sharpest edges ever honed. Enjoy the best looking shaves, the quickest and most refreshing in the book. Yes, and to make blade changing quick and easy, buy Gillette Blue Blades, 10 or 20, in the Gillette dispenser that zips them out unwrapped, ready for use. You pay no premium for this added convenience. Well, so we've got another tough ball game coming now into the mid stages. Moving in for the fifth inning is Roy Campanella to be the first batter for Brooklyn. Then Preacher Rowe and the Brooklyn bullpen gets active. Right-handed Jack Batter gets up to go back and start throwing with Sam Narron, bullpen catcher. That line drive of Lindell's hit Rowe on the heel or maybe on the thumb of his right hand. It was hit right back at him. He didn't have much choice. He had to block that ball down to keep it from taking part of his belt buckle with it. So we'll know in a moment just how Rowe is. If he's pinch hit for, we'll know that he's hurt. If he comes that hit for himself, we'll know that he's going to carry on. Curve is low outside to Campanella. Ball one. There's nobody out on deck yet for Brooklyn. It's customary if the pitcher is going to hit that the leadoff man be out there in the pitcher's place. Let him stay back in the dugout. The pitch is swung on, hit wide up third base into left field for a base hit for Campanella. So Roy's on with a single. The ball is fumbled for the moment in left field, recovered and thrown into second, and Campanella is out. Lindell fumbled the ball briefly, and Campanella set sail for second base. But Lindell, who had fumbled one for an error, recovered in time to throw Campanella out at second base. Jerry Coleman, the second baseman, took the throw in and made the tag, and here is Rowe coming out of the dugout to hit for himself. So I guess that his right hand is all right. In fact, I noticed as he came out of the dugout, he was carrying the bat in his right hand, so he certainly wasn't favoring it. So Campanella is a single, and he's out stretching. Rowe is recalled over to the dugout, and Shotton is saying something to him. Now here's Preacher coming back up to the plate. So Campanella is out. Lindell will recover that ball in a hurry. It looked as though he was going to roll up his arms, and he was going to have trouble finding it. It's almost a replica of the play, although there was no juggle on it, of Bauer's single in the center field last of the fourth inning. So Rowe, who struck out in the second inning, up for his second at bat, right-hand hitter, bunts and fouls the ball off, running for a base hit, of course. Only one run in the game. The Dodgers got it in the second inning. Only have an aggregate in the way of hits of a half dozen. Pitchers are being very stingy. Throw, curveball, swung on and missed. Strike two. No balls, two strikes. Pass ball outside, ball one. On that last pitch that Rowe swung on, he took his right hand off the bat, and he pulled through with his left hand. Mel detected that, and it may be that right hand is quite sore. Apparently there's nothing broken, because Rowe is gripping the stick right now, but I notice he just flexed his right hand again. The pitch is over for call strike three, so Rowe looks at the third one. That's the third strikeout for Rashi. Two gone, nobody on here in the fifth. 1-0 Brooklyn, and shortstop Reese, who is the leadoff. Right-hand batter steps in. A bang-bang ball game, and the umpires are being given some bang-bang plays today. There weren't any close ones yesterday. Curve is low outside. Ball one. A lot of baseball people commented on the fact that there were no close umpiring decisions to be made yesterday, except always those close ones on the part of the plate umpire. But it had some close ones today. 1-0 pitch, high inside, ball two. Of course, the thing that fans should always remember, the people who do not ever think in terms of a game being won or lost to the umpires. Their decision is merely safe or out, fair or foul, ball or strike, that's all. Pass ball over, call strike. As the great Bill Clem once said, and has repeated over and over again for the benefit of young umpires, umpire the ball. 2-1 pitch, curveball low inside, and it is ball three. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. You know, it's often been said that an umpire doesn't know when the winning run comes over the plate. 3-1 pitch, over for a call, second strike. I think that is best explained, Mel will remember, that after Lavagetto got the only hit off Bevins 2 years ago in Game 4 and knocked in the tying and winning runs, plate umpire Larry Getz, with the ball players running off the playing field, started to brush off home plate for the next hitter. In other words, the umpire's concentration is not on winning or losing at all, for which we should all be most grateful. If it left it to the players, it'd really be a mess, wouldn't it? Reese hits a bounding ball down to third. Johnson up, throws over to first. That's all for Pee Wee, and so ends the top half of the fifth inning. The play was third to first. No runs, one hit. The buddy left, top of the fifth. And at the end of 4.5, the score is Brooklyn 1, New York nothing. And before I turn the microphone over to Mel Allen here, I just want to tell you that shaving is something special when you soften your whiskers with Gillette shaving cream. Yes, men, Gillette shaving cream takes the back talk out of wiry beard in no time at all and makes the going a lot easier for your razor. You get cleaner looking, more comfortable shaves by fall. Another thing, Gillette shaving creams, lather and brushless, contain K34, an amazing antiseptic that gives valuable protection against skin irritations caused by facial bacteria. Actually, it destroys from 85 to 99% of all bacteria on and beneath outer layers of the skin. So for extra shaving ease, plus the protection of K34, ask for Gillette lather or Gillette brushless, 30 cents. Well, Mel is getting ready to take over the microphone, but it's a question whether Preacher Rowe is going to take over the mound or not. Mel, how do you see this?
With the preacher not yet having come out and with people looking toward the Dodger bullpen, tend to indicate that perhaps there may be a new pitcher coming on. On the other hand, there are those in the Dodger dugout looking in at the bench, which we cannot actually see. We can see the edge of the dugout, but evidently there's going to be somebody else coming on. There's a signal going out to the bullpen. On the other hand, Beans Reardon's gone in to look into the Dodger dugout. Now, that signal to the bullpen may have said, never mind, don't come in. We're merely speculating. Beans Reardon, plate umpire, is over at the Dodger dugout. Here comes Roy Campanella out, and Reardon walking back to the plate, and the preacher is going to come on out and pitch. So that settles that problem for the moment. We're all concerned about it. Preacher Rowe has turned in a masterful performance thus far, has dazzled the Yankees, as Red told you, with his beautiful controlled pitching, his stuff pitching. He can come in with that fastball on occasion when he feels that he wants to use it to get it over the plate, but as Red told you, he will generally waste it and try to make him hit that slow curve, his other breaking stuff, or that screwball he throws, and he has done a great job so far. As we come into the last half of the fifth inning, the Yankees will send up Billy Johnson, Jerry Coleman, and Charlie Silvera. So far, this series has continued to be dominated by the pitchers. A total of 7 hits yesterday, 5 for the Yankees and 2 for Brooklyn. And a total of 6 hits today, 4 for Brooklyn and 2 for the Yankees. So it's just about the reverse of the situation as of yesterday at the present time. 1-0, favor of the Dodgers as we come to the last half of the fifth inning. And Billy Johnson, who was the victim of a sensational catch by Duke Snyder in the second inning, right-hand hitter, awaits the pitch from the Dodger southpaw. Here it is. Swung on, popped up into the air, just off to the left of the plate. Roy Campanella under it in foul territory, makes the catch about 4 or 5 feet to the left of the plate, and there's one away. That ball evidently was doing tricks because as Johnson started to swing, he evidently had his mind made up he was going to cut on the first one. He didn't take the good cut, but he almost had to sort of drop his bat and take a half cut at the ball. 1 down, and here's Jerry Coleman. Flying to center field in the second inning, a right-hand hitter. Johnny Jorgensen is playing in close at third for him. Rowe's delivery, fastball is over for a called strike. Well, there's one time he used his fastman to get the strike, get the jump on the hitter. The outfield for Coleman almost straight away. Jorgensen in fairly close at third. Reese, 4 strides to the left of second in a step. Robinson, 3 strides to the right of second. Your pitch is swung on, hit down the third base line, and by Jorgensen to the left field corner. Chasing it is Olmo. It bounces high off the barrier. Coleman rounds first, heads for second. Olmo up for the ball, flips it toward third to Reese. It's a double for Jerry Coleman. Jerry Coleman getting his second hit of the series. and both of them have been doubles. Yesterday, he got a two-base hit, a line drive into the right field corner. So he's on second base with one down, and the batter's Charlie Silvera. Popped out in the third inning to Jorgensen. Jack Banta, a right-hander, going to work in the bullpen for Brooklyn. He has been working and is resuming. Silvera, right-hand batter, stands in close to the plate. Swings and sends a ground ball into the hole. Stopped beautifully by Reese behind third to throw in time for the out. Going to third is Coleman. A beautiful play by the little colonel. That ball eluded the grasp of Jorgensen going to his left. Reese, speeding to his right, grabbed that ball back on the edge of the left field grass about 25 feet off the third baseline and fired Silvera out. And that was the key play of this inning. Had he not been able to do that, had he but been able only to knock the ball down or hold on to it and not make his play, Coleman, moving to third on it, would have been in position to have scored on an out. As it is, it will require a base hit, barring the other possibilities of wild pitches, fastballs, and errors. But it will require now a base hit on the part of Vic Grashy. In other words, the run cannot score on a long fly ball. So Pee Wee Reese made the key play there. Now Vic Grashy up, takes a curve over for a called strike. The little colonel showed you a flash of his superb defensive play, which has gained him national recognition. One strike to count. Outfield for Ashe, round toward left. Coleman comes halfway. Here's the pitch, swung on, little roller, foul down the third baseline. The crowd began to warm and started to holler. They thought Coleman was going to come all the way and try to steal home. And Jerry came not quite halfway on the windup by Preacher Row. If he'd have kept coming, the crowd had kept hollering and increasing in its crescendo until he would have had the decision to plate. But Jerry is merely trying to rattle the preacher. So they're two down. Coleman on third, and two strikes quickly on Vic Grashy. Preacher Row throws. Fastball low. Ball 1-2. 1-0, favor the Dodgers. The last half of the fifth inning. Frank Rossetti coaching at third for New York, says something to Coleman. The Dodger left-hander gets his sign from Campanella. With a count of 1-2 on Rashi, in comes the pitch, and Vic swings and sends a roller out toward third. Charged by Jorgensen, up with it, flips on over to Hodges in time, and the inning is over. A threat, and that was all. No runs, one hit. No errors for the Dodgers, one left on for New York. And at the end of 5 innings of play, the Dodgers lead 1-0. Your 5-inning totals: 1 run for Brooklyn, 4 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on. And for the Yankees, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on. This is decidedly different from 1947 when the Dodgers and Yankees got together, isn't it, Red?
It is, Mel, except I think that, like most everybody else, we forget that the first 2 games were fairly routine. The explosiveness that got rolling with the third game when we had all those bases on balls and strikeouts and stuff. And then, of course, I think everybody thinks that the 47 series began with Bevins and Lavagette in the 9th inning.
Or, to put it another way, as I know you so often say, everything in the world happens at Ebbets Field, and so it all began perhaps when we moved from the stadium to Ebbets Field. Well, the third game.
Looks like we'll be over there tomorrow.
We'll be there. Going into the top half of the 6th inning, it'll be Jorgensen, Snyder, and Robinson coming up. And in the event there are those of you who may have tuned in late, the Dodgers got their run in the 2nd inning when Jackie Robinson led off with a double into the left field corner, utilized his speed to dash from 2nd to 3rd on a foul pop caught by Jerry Coleman down the right field line as Jerry slipped in a addition in the wet turf, trying to get his throwaway, and then scored on a single by Hodges. Here's your pitch, and it's a strike call over the inside corner to the leadoff man for Brooklyn in the top of the 6th inning. Spider Jorgensen, who grounded out to Henrik in the 1st inning and fouled out to Silvera in the 3rd. Jorgensen had the first hit of the World Series, 1st inning yesterday. Bats him left-handed. Vic Grashy, the right-hander, throws high and outside. He intended it for a slow curve, but didn't break very much. The outfield for Jorgensen is toward right and center and right, with Lindell looking for the Spider to slash to left, but not too sharply. Johnny's about 100 feet off the left field line. Johnson in close at third. A curve is swung on, lifted down that left field line. It can drop too, and if it stays fair, it'll be in there. And it drops fairly. And there is Jorgensen going into second, standing up for the double. So as they were overshifted on Jorgensen in left, Jorgensen dropped that pop fly right down the left field line, and though Johnson and Rizzuto and Lindell all gave chase, they could not get to it. And it's a two-base hit for the Spider. His second hit of the series, his second double. And thus the Dodgers, who have a 1-0 lead, are now in position to increase it as you move into the latter innings. And up to the plate steps Duke Snyder, who grounded out in the first inning to Rizzuto and in the third inning to Coleman. Vic Raschi's delivery inside to the left-hand batter, ball one. Bill Johnson is in close at third, 3-4 feet off the line. Rizzuto is about 2 strides to the left of second in halfway. Coleman at a point halfway between first and second and deep with Henrik 3 feet off the first base line in halfway, and the outfield swung way around toward right. All right, Raschi set, so is Snyder at the plate. The left-hand hitter on the pitch, swings and misses. Strike one, cut hard. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning, 1-0, favor of Brooklyn. And the Dodgers have Spider Jorgensen on second base with nobody out. Robinson and Hermansky to follow. The meat of the order. Jake Pittler, excited about it all, keyed up, enthusiastic, walking up and down, coaching at first. Here's Raschi with a stretch. In comes the pitch. Snyder swings and lifts a high fly ball out into short center. DiMaggio comes racing in. Coleman going out. DiMaggio coming in. He makes the catch, and Jorgensen holds at second. The wind, because it is blowing from left and quartering across toward right and out toward right, sometimes catches these balls that are high into the air and does tricks with them. So there's one away, and Robinson coming up. We have just gotten the official report on Marv Rackley. He pulled a muscle in his back. As Red told you, he was not involved in that play an inning or so ago when Bauer singled to center and was thrown out at second, attempting to stretch it into a double. And Rackley, who was in left, came running over and pulled a muscle in his back. Jackie Robinson's up. The pitch. Curve is inside and high for ball one. Robinson doubled to left in the second inning. Scored the only run of the ball game thus far. Struck out on the fourth. Vic Raschi all set. Jorgensen off second. The pitch. Swung on, hit foul down the right field line, out of play into the upper deck. And the count is 1-1. Looked as if Robinson was trying to hit that ball to right field. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 1-0 Brooklyn, top of the 6th inning. Johnson's in close at third for Jackie. Outfield shaded toward left and center and left. Bauer looking for Robinson, hit to right, the big gap in right center. Raschi looked back at second. And there's Coleman dashing over to try to take a throw. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit foul down the right field line, way back into the lower seats. And it's a 1-2 count. You had a situation developing there where Jerry Coleman, who was at second, darted over to the bag with the object, of course, of pulling Jorgensen back to the bag and possibly taking a throw. But at that moment, Raschi decided he'd deliver into the plate instead of whirling and delivering to second. And thus Robinson, taking advantage of that opening at second, was attempting to hit through the gap. You had a lot of thinking going on at that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, 1-0 Brooklyn. Top of the 6th inning. Raschi sets, throws. Robinson swings, sends a bouncer out to Rizzuto. Rizzuto grabs it, plays it to first base, however, to Henrik in time. He took a look at Johnson at third. He might have had to play at third on Jorgensen, but elected to take it the safe way. Robinson bounces out, Rizzuto to Henrik. You had Johnson moving to the bag. Rizzuto grabbed a look, and it seemed as if Phil, of course, he had to make his mind up in a hurry because Robinson is very fast getting down the line, and he perhaps thought he might mess up the play at third, or whatever his thinking was. Anyway, he decided to go to first base with the throw. It is not for us to say here whether or not he might have gotten Jorgensen with the throw to third. At least there was a possibility, as Rizzuto was feeling that ground ball, that he might have gone to third with it. Here's Gene Hermansky. Left-hand hitter takes a curve low inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. top of the sixth inning. Vic Rasche, a product of Springfield, Massachusetts, but who now lives at Lake Conesus, New York, gets his sign from Charlie Silvera. Outfield toward right and center and right. Lindell looking for Hermansky to slice to left. Big gap in left center and a lot of room down the left field line. Johnson in close at third. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Little roller hit down the first baseline. Could be trouble. Henrik takes it. Steps on first in time for the out. No runs for Brooklyn. One hit. No Yankee errors, and one man left on for the Dodgers. That was one of those little slow rollers that could have caused a lot of trouble. So the score at the end of 5 1/2 innings remains Brooklyn 1, New York nothing. Fans, if you take the advice of Eddie Yost, third baseman for the Washington Senators, you'll get a brand new slant on what real shaving comfort and convenience are like. Take over, Eddie.
Hello, fans. As you may guess, I'm sold to the hilt on Gillette Super Speed Razor. It's a honey, and I'm mighty sure you'll go for it too, or I wouldn't say so.
Can you speak for your teammates, Eddie?
Plenty of them use Super Speed Razors, and they say they're great, if that's what you mean.
Folks, the Gillette Super Speed Razor changes blades instantly, cleans instantly, and gives you slick-looking shaves in jig time. You get it, and a 10-blade Gillette dispenser, and a handsome, serviceable travel case. A big $1.75 value for only $1. Ask for the new Gillette Super Speed Razor Set at any convenience store. Coming into the last half of the sixth inning, and we've got ourselves another one of those fingernail-biting ball games. Dodgers leading 1-0. Preacher Rowe attempting to get his teammates even in this 49 Fall Classic. And the Yankees have the top of the order. Rizzuto, Henrik, and Bauer coming up. Phil opened the ball game with a single, safe on an error in the third inning, right-hand hitter. Jorgensen in close at third. Rowe throws right over for a called strike. You always have to watch Rizzuto. You never can tell when he might dump a bunt or try to shove one to the right of the mound out toward second when he catches the second baseman back too deep. The outfield for Phil toward left. Preacher Rowe southpaws one in, and it's outside. Ball one, 1-1. Pee Wee Reese is at a point halfway between second and third in the step. Jackie Robinson, 3 strides to the right of second in the step, with Gil Hodges in about halfway and 5-6 feet off the first baseline. Rowe throws. The pitch is right in there for a call, strike 2. Little Phil started to give it that motion that he generally does when he drops a bunt. As Red indicated to you yesterday, Phil never telegraphs his bunt. He doesn't square away as most people do when they bunt. He simply, at the last moment, a little flick of the wrist, the bat drops, the ball drops, and he's off and running. Now the 1-2 delivery from Preacher Rowe. Rizzuto swings and hits the ground ball to Hodges. Is up with it on a big hop, steps on first after running 3 or 4 steps, and is one away. Phil trying to hit the right field between first and second, but hit it right at Gil Hodges. 1 down, and up comes Tommy Henrik, who flied to right field in the first inning, grounded out to short in the third, with Rizzuto on second base. That, by the way, was one of the 2 times the Yankees in this ball game have had a runner as far as second base in scoring position. Preacher Rowe delivers to Henrik. The left-hand batter takes a sweeping curve outside for ball 1. The outfield deep and around toward right, in center and right, with Almo fairly deep in left, looking for Henrik to slice out there. The big gap in left center. Jorgensen about 6-8 feet off the third base line, in about halfway. Here's your pitch. Curve outside again for ball 2. He's halfway in on the skin part of the infield, not too deep. Reese is about 4 strides to the left of second in a step, and Jackie Robinson shading second just a bit more than first and deep. Gil Hodges very deep, almost on the edge of the outfield grass and no more than 2 feet off the first baseline. Now Rowe's 2-0 pitch is on its way, and Henrik swings on it, sends a bouncer deep to first. Hodges takes it high, flips to Rowe covering, and it is in time for the out. Henrik bounces out. Hodges to Rowe. The Preacher getting over there. The ball took a high hop on Hodges as he was all set to field it. About 15 feet off the first baseline. He took that high hop. He reached up over his head, grabbed it. Robinson was over to his left, possibly could have made the play had Hodges elected to go to first. And then Gil's throw was low, but the Preacher getting over picked it up almost off the ground to complete what the boys in the trade always like to call a very neat play. Hank Bauer bats him right-handed. 2 outs. Score, Brooklyn 1, the Yankees nothing. Top of the 6th inning. A game that is almost a duplicate of yesterday's, at least insofar as the tenseness of the situation and the predominance of pitching are concerned. Now the pitch is swung on, hit to third on a couple of hops, almost handcuffs. Jorgensen's up with it over to first in time, and the inning is over. The hard smash that Jorgensen had to play very nicely because it handcuffed him, but he held on to the ball. So the Yankees are out in order. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Dodgers, nobody left on for New York, and at the end of 6 innings, the Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. The Yankees no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. And standing up here as we go to the top of the 7th inning are the Brooklyn Partisans for their 7th inning stretch. And there are thousands of them here in this crowd that we estimated somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 to 70,000. And while they are standing up taking their stretch, why don't you folks at home do the same as we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
WOR and WOR-FM, your World Series stations in New York.